Barrett Smith did leave the door open, at least, to refiling charges after Trump's out of office. But do you see realistically, 4 years from now, Trump's 82, he's out of office, that prosecutors will revive this case?
Yeah, I mean, so the special counsel did dismiss these charges without prejudice, which means he keeps the door open, like you said, to potentially filing new charges in the future or continuing these. I think there's really two main issues. The first is the statute of limitations. It would have to be told. Smith's filings did not say anything about the statute of limitations, did not weigh in one way or the other whether these would be told during that 4-year period that the president is in office. But the second issue is a practical one, and that's that criminal cases usually don't get better over time, right? Witnesses' memories fade. Sometimes witnesses become unavailable. So I think the typical logic is that if you can't prove a case or you can't bring a case right now, you're not going to be in a better position to do so 4 years from now.
I'm curious, as a former federal prosecutor, get your opinion. The January 6th insurrection and the Stop the Steal events were about 4 years ago. And we didn't have Jack Smith involved in this at all until he was appointed special counsel in November of 2022. So almost 2 years went by. Trump's strategy of delay has been pretty obvious from the get-go. It appears it's worked. Did Merrick Garland just move too slowly?
I mean, it's very easy, I think, right now to look back and to answer that question and say, well, obviously, yes, right? I mean, obviously he moved too slowly because we are where we are now. However, I do think in a case like this, precision and taking their time and being extra careful really was part of their duty, right? If you're going to bring a case against a former president for something as serious as an insurrection, you have to make sure that you're getting everything 100% right. And again, this wasn't just the prosecutors not moving quickly. At every stage of the game, there were legal delays, right? With every issue being appealed, every issue, because these were new things that we had never really encountered this type of legal territory before. Everything had to go up to the Court of Appeals, including some issues up to the Supreme Court. So I don't think you can put it squarely on Merrick Garland's plate that this was all his fault. Certainly it was, facts that worked out well for President-elect Trump because the delays really worked in his favor.
Let's pivot and talk about some new developments in your old office, the SDNY. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams just announced he's going to step down next month. He is somebody who's handled these really high-profile cases, the corruption case against former Senator Menendez, the case against FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried, of course, the case against New York City Mayor Eric Adams. What does Williams' departure mean for the Southern District?
So Damian Williams, I think, leaves a great legacy from that office. Not only did his leadership preside over some just amazing convictions, some really important cases that they brought, but he also was somebody that was really just widely admired and respected within that office. I think the cases that his office is charged against Mayor Adams, against Sean Combs, those are still ongoing. Remember, even though Damian is leaving, most of that office will probably stay. These are people that are not political appointments. These are career prosecutors that will likely continue. So the work of the office will continue, even when there's a new leader that's brought in to take the helm.
Barrett Berger, it's good to see you. Thank you very much for coming in, and an early happy Thanksgiving.